The following video contains footage of the Ratchet and Clank movie, which is used under transformative pretenses and thus falls under fair use. Please be gentle, copyright gods. Rainmaker. 55 seconds of logos.
We will unleash a weapon so powerful that it will take... Stanley, are you seriously still texting after what I just said?
We're barely 30 seconds in and we've already gotten some sort of hashtag relatable joke. Hashtag Gadgetron.
Dialing mother.
Really? We're going with that cheap-ass text-to-speech voice? We're already halfway towards a 90-minute MLG montage parody. Also, Keck.
Who is this? I'm in a again. I hear heavy breathing.
Phone continues to work even after Chewie Von Can't Digest for shit crushes it with his jaw multiple times. Phone is also a flip phone, 3,000 years into the future. The best position for the deplanetizer would be as close to the planet as possible so that debris hits it in a matter of seconds.
You feel the burn.
Are you kidding? I'm on fire!
James Arnold Taylor isn't being in a video game in this scene. Though not necessarily a rule in narrative storytelling, when you introduce a character it's a good idea to show them doing something related to their character. So according to this movie, Ratchet is an exercise-obsessed go-getter. Both the game and the movie show robots performing vigorous workouts, when it's safe to assume that robots don't need to work out.
Another uninhabited planet is destroyed without warning or cause, marking the fourth in recent memory of our once peaceful galaxy.
Drek has destroyed 4 uninhabited planets, yet couldn't pick one or even all of these to repopulate with Blarg. It would have been a lot less effort.
As a result, the President has requested our ever-vigilant Galactic Rangers increase their numbers from 4 to 5. Really? Just 5? All right.
Dallas would be good at gaming sins. Cora, what the fuck? What did the ground ever do to you?
Our next stop, Planet Veldin's Kizzle Plateau.
Kizzle Plateau?
That's right. The Kizzle Plateau.
Almost like Quark could hear Ratchet's optimistic questioning.
Are you ready to have your mind blown? No. I'll take that as a yes.
You didn't receive consent, Ratchet. Stop now before you get yourself in trouble, and me demonetized. Most of the metal objects in this room decide to wait until the comedic timing is at its best before being pulled to the ship.
Is your seatbelt on?
Plenty of time to pull him out, and yet Ratchet wastes time by asking if his seatbelt is on. The phantom bell ringer strikes again. Shame you're not in some sort of vehicle that can fly and avoid such things. Oh, wait, yes you are. Gonna be honest, the movie looks pretty dang gorgeous, especially with a budget of only 20 million, but there are a lot of instances of characters saying something yet their mouths aren't moving, and the movie thinks we won't notice it because of all the action and the funny ha-has. These objects were up the ship's ass a few seconds ago, but here it takes a few seconds for them to catch up, even while the ship is grinding to a halt. Old man survives this, presumably.
But sir, that entire region is heavily patrolled by the Galactic Rangers.
Aw, they dragged Sylvester Stallone into this too. Also heavily patrolled by 4 people, unless we're also counting all those robot forces that also help and do workout routines on TV on occasion, but the movie insists there's only 4 Galactic Rangers, so...
But we don't have any forces.
Drek has somehow gotten this far without any forces.
But you can't keep acting out like this when I have a shop to run.
John Goodman reprises his role as hulking blue monster.
I just feel like I'm supposed to do more. I've always dreamt of being a Galactic Ranger, doing big things like Captain Quark.
A dorkable nice guy wants to become a hero and do something meaningful with his life cliche.
Don't ever change, what? I'm okay.
I'm okay.
He's on fire again.
I know.
My name is Copernicus Quark, and yes, that was an impressive wall of fire I just walked past.
Shrek, Donkey, and Simon Cowell already did that joke 14 years ago. Holy shit, has it really been 14 years? Holy shit, has it really been 2 years since I originally made that joke? There are no visible burn marks from the fire on Quark's back.
On a new Ranger, I knew just where to go.
No one was standing behind Quark to be hurt by this stool. Heat-seeking stool strikes again.
You don't have what it takes.
But I have heart.
The movie is so unsure of itself, it practically has to reassure the audience that its protagonist actually has heart. Wow, this video is just going to be a bunch of sins from the game, isn't it?
Plus, there's your history to consider.
Willful disruption of the space-time continuum?
That is a funny story.
And sounds way more interesting than the plot of this movie. Ha! Fuck you, Dardigan, you can't steal my sin this time.
Dr. Nefarious, the mad scientist who made all of this possible.
I assume Drek and Nefarious have been working together for some time, so the only reason Drek would greet Nefarious like this is to naturally introduce him to the audience. You want square eyes? This is how you get square eyes. Turn some lights on, Doctor.
I trust you're here to meet the troops.
I turned myself into a pickle, Ratchet! I'm Pickle Nefarious! Wow, I finally did something that's cringier than I don't like change.
300 sentient warbots.
Only 300? Damn, man, you could take out a dozen of those with a single bounce around. Even better, 300 warbots armed with combustors. This removes all urgency and drama from the film.
They won't just kill the Rangers.
Target acquired.
They'll annihilate them.
At least they could find time to make Nefarious say the thing, I guess. Clank rubbing his eyes.
Defect detected. Preparing for immediate destruction. In 3, 2, 1.
Instead of counting down, just shoot for fuck's sake.
I'll never be a ranger.
Still one of the most groan-inducing lines in the movie. There's just something about it. It feels whiny, almost cliche. Shut the fuck up, Ratchet, before I smack you in the mouth. Clank survives this.
Prepare for imminent death.
There's gotta be a better way to say that.
Sorry. Prepare for imminent death.
I'm not heartless. This movie has its moments.
No vector shell damage.
Green blob thing is perfectly fine with being manhandled by a space rat and his oversized tool.
They are in danger.
Whoa, hey, who's in danger?
An army is coming. I must warn them.
Welcome to the Pronoun Game. I'm your humble host, Malafor XD. Today's first question for 20 points. Who is coming and who must Clank warn?
My name's Ratchet.
Character doesn't understand simple human interaction cliche. I very heavily relate to this one.
I could not ask a civilian to get involved in something so dangerous.
No, I'm not just a civilian. The Rangers are actually my, friends.
There's absolutely no reason to lie here. Ratchet could escort Clank to Alero City and that would be that. Plus, without Ratchet's help, he'd never be able to make it there in the first place. Though, he could just phone it in. No need to be there in person either.
I even have a ship.
Wow, Grand Theft Auto really does shape how our children act.
But what are the odds of actually finding a qualified ranger way out in the boonies?
Now that you've said that, the odds are literally 100%.
I have not been able to locate your species in my database.
Yeah, I get that a lot. There aren't many of us left. Not in this galaxy, anyway.
Clank doesn't have information on Lombaxes programmed into him, yet he does have information on humans, raccoons, and Otzels, one of which is fictional, and all of which would be unnecessary information for a warbot programmed to kill the Galactic Rangers. But it's a cute little Easter egg, so I'll let it slide.
I crashed on Veldin when I was just a baby. No note, no message, no name.
Orphan cliche.
Whoa. Alero City.
What? I keep telling you, I'm not fucking saying it. These warbots are so good at stormtrooping they even manage to miss Quark while he stands there and talks for a full 6 seconds.
Target
Rocks to the max!
Die.
Wilhelm!
Wilhelm screams aren't as funny if you draw attention to them like this.
We are clearly not prepared for this. We should have contacted the Rangers to warn them of the attack.
Clank would be good at gaming. Clank would be good at cinema. What do I do here?
Yeah, like they'd know who we are.
But you said they were your friends.
What?
The problem with this movie, the Ratchet and Clank movie, is that there simply isn't enough of Ratchet and Clank themselves. This scene is one of the few times in the entire movie where they interact with each other. Later on it just becomes the Galactic Rangers featuring Ratchet and or Clank. It's kind of disappointing seeing as the original game focused almost entirely on these two and their adventure across the Solana galaxy. I mean, I don't know how interesting of a movie that would end up making, I'm not exactly an industry professional, but I feel like more Ratchet and Clank in my Ratchet and Clank movie wouldn't have been too hard to accomplish, no? Movie uses Blue Danube and rips off all the space movies.
That was awesome!
You know, whenever someone exclaims something as being awesome in movies and television, it immediately makes that thing look less awesome than it actually is. Movies, please, don't do this.
Prepare to die, galactic losers!
Considering introducing a cringe counter, to be honest. This works. Wait a minute, taxi drivers? In this universe? What madness is this?
Does that mean you'll be asking these two heroes to join the Rangers?
What an oddly specific and plot-advancing question.
I'm ordering all remaining warbots to the planetizer until the heat dies down.
What remaining warbots? They all just got flung into your warship and blown to Kingdom Come. Questioning why there's a sticky note with a cute little animal on it on Drek's face in the first place, and this is what my life has come to. Gosh, there is so much wrong with this scene. Okay, it's obvious that this is a reference to Ratchet and Clank 3, but this isn't even a multiplayer map. It's a recoloring of the second section of Velden. Alaris is earning bolts in a multiplayer game, which would serve no purpose. Alaris is playing in first-person mode. No one plays Ratchet 3 in first-person mode. Alaris is able to pause an online match.
That's right, lives at home 472.
Someone actually called themselves Lives at Home 472.
What are you gonna do, cry to your mommy? Wait, are you really crying?
And Alaris is confirmed to have a trolling channel on YouTube dedicated to making children cry. Oh boy, there's a lot wrong with this scene as well. Here we go. The Combustor has 2 stars in damage. The Alpha Disruptor has 2 stars in ammo capacity. It also fires way too fast and also fires 6 rounds when it only has a capacity for 5. The Warmonger has 3 stars in ammo capacity and also doesn't need to be here because the Negotiator exists. The Spiral of Death has 3 stars in range. The Spiral of Death also only exists to make sure that 2 people who watched this in 3D got their money's worth. And the Fusion Grenade has 3 stars in damage. Ratchet spends 2 minutes of movie time fumbling around hopelessly with guns and in the next has perfect control over a jetpack.
And there are the sprinklers. But hey, good news! You already have a mop, huh?
That's sexist. It's been less than a day and Ratchet merchandising is already being advertised all over Alero City.
Hey, you think they'll name a street after me? Or a cologne? Ratchet! Smell like a hero!
What, like sweat? Probably a lot of sweat, just sweat in a can.
Halo drop into Skorg City. Fire a whole mess of bullets and take Drek into custody so we can be home in time for waffles.
I don't know if it was the intention, but in the game, Quark is made to look like he's sabotaging the plan because he's already working with Drek. This makes even more sense because the scene takes place after this one, several levels before.
Did you know Drek's secret project was a Blargian Snagglebeast?
At this point in the movie, however, Quark and Drek have never even met in person, let alone started conspiring with each other, which means that this is just a straight up dumb plan. This also happens with the aforementioned jetpacks. In the game, Ratchet has to go to planet Gaspar to retrieve them. In the movie, they already have them. The movie and game is supposed to tie in with each other, yet discrepancies like this make that very hard to believe. Going back and forth between sliders with one button.
Do you have holo schematics?
Does anyone else feel like we should have shot something by now?
Spoken like a true American.
Glad you're getting in touch with your feelings, newbie. But we're turning right.
Oh right, I forgot they got Bella Thorne to play the role of Cora. She's nowhere near as bad and phoned in as in the game though, but she still sounds pretty bland, so whatevs.
Initiate phase 1.
What the hell is that lip movement? Initiate? Jesus, that's nowhere near close. 90-minute movie has time to waste doing whatever this is. Those who lurk in the shadows always know where the camera is, so they can quickly dash past it for cinematic effect.
Zircons!
Being scared of Zircons. You can't go much lower than that. These Zircons are so bad at their job, they surround Brax and let him blast them all away without firing a single shot.
Heads up!
Telling her to push the button would have taken the same amount of time, but yeah, if I had an opportunity to fire buzzblades off into her skull, I probably would too. Holy fuck, this isn't even funny at this point. They are at point blank range and still can't hit anything.
Don't move. I'm listening. Even if that were true, I could never betray the citizens of Solana.
My friend. Betraying them is how you get them to love you.
Come join the dark side, Captain Quark. We have cookies.
Why would Drek be destroying planets?
Not destroy. It seems that Drek is trying to build the perfect planet.
He's still destroying planets to achieve this, so Ratchet's point still stands.
Novalis! He wants Novalis!
Novalis? Novalis is populated.
I mean, who cares, honestly? In the game at least, you get to go there and meet some of the inhabitants, but here, even though it's apparently Cora's home planet, which I only found out by browsing the wiki and can't tell if this is even directly mentioned in the movie, I feel nothing towards Novalis.
Dear diary. Journal, yes.
People always read aloud their diary/journal entries just so someone can overhear them and cause an awkward moment. Funny, but if we're talking about PlayStation startup screens that scare the shit out of you, I think the PS2 one would have worked better. They seriously have enough ships to evacuate all 44 million Novalians? That just sort of removes all the drama and urgency, doesn't it?
Sir, he's blown up 5 planets already.
4. He's blown up 4 planets. Novalis is still completely intact, which you'll see if you simply look out the window. 3,000 years into the future, and flip phones are still a thing. Fuck!
Hashtag humble brag. Hashtag killing it. Hashtag no filter. Hashtag not a mole.
Don't forget hashtag Gadgetron.
Get me a holoscan of that ship.
Right away, sir.
Wow, only 2 people on this entire ship. No maintenance crews, nothing? Just a Ratchet and Clank 3 troll and a backpack with legs? The magnet launcher isn't doing any damage to Ratchet.
I deal with my share of morons on a daily basis, but this? This is seriously next level.
He came damn close. At least cut him some slack, you, what do you call those wobbly puddings? Cause, yeah, you're one of those. Slow Yvonne can't run for shit, went to the Charmander School of Dying when exposed to water. Clank is so confident that he's won that he makes absolutely no effort to dodge.
Can I switch sides now?
How might a robot fog up glass?
Toss him into one of the shuttles. I want him to live to see his failure.
Which will ultimately be Drek's downfall, as this allows Ratchet a second opportunity to destroy the deplanetizer. But egotistical villains gotta be egotistical, y'all. Star Wars joke. No, what the fuck was Ratchet even looking at here? He couldn't see the planet from within the landing bay. No one cares, Cora.
The question remains, did we put our trust in the wrong lombags?
No, you just put too much trust into a new recruit who did one kinda random thing to save the city. You were setting your expectations too high, like me hoping the new Smash Brothers is a new game and not a port. I know I'm gonna get burned by Nintendo here. 90-minute movie has time to waste doing this. I'm okay. Whew, what sort of gravity-defying segue you got there, Drek? Cause you should have been sucked out that airlock as well. What a sweeping screen transition. Sorry.
It was not a complete disaster.
Authorities are calling it a complete and utter disaster.
Conveniently timed TV broadcast.
The evacuation of Novalis was successful. No one was killed or injured.
I've said it before and I'll say it again.
What a load of shit!
If you truly want to be accountable, you will endeavor to make things right the next time.
Against all odds, this frankly poor excuse of a speech somehow brings Ratchet out of his 10-second retirement.
And I would like to offer my assistance in any way possible. Partner.
No, that feels really undeserved. You two have had barely any interaction in the past 20 minutes, let alone this entire movie.
No need to embarrass anyone here.
It's funny, no matter what time period your movie is set in, somehow any photos taken years prior always look like they came from a prior decade, like the 70s, as if dead trends like afros and sideburns were somehow resurrected. Don't look now, but Chekhov's winking at us again.
And apparently he can juggle.
Uh-oh. Do I feel my ears burning?
Nefarious somehow heard this entire conversation.
What do you think, Neffy? Should we...
Fuck off, mate. The Sheepinator doesn't work that quickly, even on small enemies. As a reimagining of the first game, it maybe sucks just a bit, in both the game and the movie, to see the main villain retcon for an entirely different one. Sure, I prefer Nefarious as a character, but Drek's the one who's had the screen time. I want to see our heroes take him down, not the scientist who's been scheming in the shadows. Drek survives this.
The beginning of the end.
This fucking face is getting 3 sins off because it's the funniest shit and I don't even know why. God bless you, Pickle Nefarious.
Core stabilizer offline. Warning.
We interrupt this movie to bring you the Ghostbusters reboot.
I'm placing you under arrest.
Oh, you can't do that. I'll just arrest you right back.
On what authority? You're not a part of the Galactic Rangers anymore, so this is practically impossible. Tiny Babby Constructo pistol. Putting a glove used for punching and a pistol used for shooting things from a distance is about as intelligent as putting Cheerleader by Omi in Rock Band 4. Except, wow, they actually did that. Fuck me. This macho boy thinks he can just dual wield and I won't notice a fucking thing, but you thought wrong, Insomniac. Why no dual wielding in the game, huh?
On your left, Ratchet. Now you're right.
Clank's warnings wouldn't be nearly quick enough to allow Ratchet to dodge them. This is a very self-indulgent sin, but movie decides to reference plasma beasts, the most forgettable weapon in the entire series.
I'm sorry.
Well, that was a mood swing and a half.
But you're not a hero. You're not even a good villain. You're the galaxy's biggest joke.
This would have worked if the movie went with Quark's part cowardly, part so far up his own ass he looks like a spandex pretzel personality, but the movie is often eager to show that Quark actually has skill in combat.
But now the last laugh is on you.
Wait, what? That didn't make any sense.
Sure it did.
No, it didn't. It sounded like you were combining the joke is on you with I'll have the last laugh.
The joke would have been funny if it had ended after Nefarious had said that doesn't make any sense and there was no further acknowledgement, but instead, Quark and Nefarious feel the need to argue about the joke's legitimacy and deconstruct it into pieces, even continuing after coming back from another scene, much to my complete fucking boredom. There are at least 8 and at most 13 Alpha Disruptor rounds fired in this scene. Need I remind you the Alpha Disruptor only carries a maximum of 5 rounds?
You know, maybe Drek was right. I am a mad scientist.
And a gravity-defying scientist too. One would wonder if mere squishies would disintegrate near such a high-intensity beam of destructive power. One would also wonder how far this highly destructive beam of destructiveness shoots off into space, because they might have missed Umbris, but what are the odds of them blowing up another planet? The odds were quite high apparently.
Weapon locker depleted.
Ah, what a convenient time to run out of ammo.
Of all my brilliant creations, it remains one of my favorites. Meet the Rhino, as in, rip you a new one.
Nefarious is about to get a face full of wrench because he won't stop stroking his pickle ego. Nefarious also introduces the Rhino in such a bold way that makes it super disappointing that it never gets fired, and also confuses the hell out of moviegoers who have no experience with the Ratchet and Clank universe. This is a massive wasted opportunity. And what do you think that's gonna do? Wouldn't the teleporter have to be attached to the ground and all wired up for it to work? This is just destruction of property at this point. What? Somehow, a teleporter on the deplanetizer teleports them back to the Starship Phoenix. Why? I don't know, fucking midichlorians, who cares?
Should we go and join the others?
I'd like to, but there's a promise I have to keep to an old friend.
You're on the ship and you're not getting off it anytime soon. You have plenty of time to hang out with the others before you leave.
The recently demoted Ranger will embark upon his galaxy-wide apology tour while shamelessly promoting his new book. Listen, I said I was sorry, all right? When asked for a comment, the former captain had this to offer.
Prepare to be blown away by my epic humility.
And now, a story about a baby lifeline who can play the ukulele.
That sounds more interesting than the movie. Can we see that instead? Ratchet is a dick to all the customers wanting proton scrubs. Sequel baiting.
Are you still here? All the logos and doohickeys already went by. That means it's over.
But I like. Obligatory, I don't like change! For the sake of children, Ratchet was turned into a happy-go-lucky, I wanna be somebody character instead of starting as an arsehole and developing over time. As for Clank, he may as well not be there. The film would have been the same without him due to him being a bland bot that shits out bad jokes. It's practically thanks to this movie that the Sly Cooper movie is dead, and while I'm not much of a Sly fan, the movie committed murder. Murder is a sin. You know what to do from here. There's one point in the movie where pretty much every weapon is used / referred to during the training course at the beginning, and they're virtually never mentioned or used again, except the combustor, which is pretty much used almost all the time. Why does Dr. Nefarious look like a grey Megamind with depression? The fact that this series has plagued your channel for like a year now and is nowhere near as good as your actual content. Hey, at least there wasn't a hashtag Gagatron joke. -1 sin, fucko. Call me fucking small-brained and a Rick and Morty hater, but two villains going at each other for screen time can make the plot more confusing than it should be. Nefarious should be Nefarious in his now hideous glory, while Drek should still retain as the main villain. Two villains are really hard to work in a story, and even with teaming up together I still believe I got confused multiple times as to what I should be watching out for, and not watching out for. Originally it was a nice surprise, but other than that it was a disgraceful mishandling of two stellar villains in the series. Clank has almost no major role in the movie, like what the hell mate, it's called Ratchet and Clank, not just Ratchet. Heck, even in Deadlocked, Clank has a bigger role than in the movie. 5 sins. The Omni-Wrench should not kill or deal that much damage to Nefarious. Now I'm fucking calling bullshit, Vale. There are bolt and ammo boxes in the background and no one is busting them open. If this were the true Ratchet, he would smash all the boxes for their precious monies. Alright, so Ratchet's French voice actor for the movie, Lucas, is a well-known YouTuber called Squeezy who makes mediocre gaming videos. This is a sin because he has no voice acting experience whatsoever, and they give him the main goddamn character. I wouldn't have complained if he actually acted well, but it's honestly just painful. Here's a link to the French trailer just to give you a taste. I mean, sure, Ratchet sounds pretty bad, but have you heard Clank?
Bon, ok, pas forcément si magnifique, mais fracassante.
Dude, he sounds fucking hot. Oh, okay, so I guess Nefarious decided to use his special gun that doesn't kill and only gives you a nice tan. How convenient. I feel like I need to end this video by saying that I absolutely adore this game series and have completed it countless times, and I realize that some of the inconsistencies that I pointed out are there because this series is aimed at kids, and kids need something to laugh at, usually at the cost of consistency. I wasn't looking for hate, I just wanted to have a bit of fun. Having said that, the fact that I have to say that is a sin in and of itself.
The beginning of the end.
I'll admit it. Watch your motherfucking tone, boy.
But you said they were your friends.
What? I think you're quoting me out of context. The Rangers are actually my, friends. Do you record everything I say?
Will you marry me?
Cause we're brothers first. Cause we're been through a lot, but it ain't over. We gon' keep it.
You'll always be with me.
Change the game without even knowing.
And you'll always be my brother.
And that's it. The Everything Wrong with Ratchet & Clank series draws to a close. I'll keep the outro brief because I know I say this a lot and it's bordering on pathetic, but thank you guys so much for all the support over the past 2 years. Without you guys, I'd be scrounging up scraps out of a bin on the streets of Sydney. Of course, if you didn't see my last video, we're not done yet. Everything Wrong with Ratchet & Clank was only the beginning. I'm going to keep sinning games even after this video. Excluding the bonus sin video, which is coming out soon, check my Discord in the description to find out what it is and to submit sins for it. The next game I'll be sinning is Final Fantasy X, but it will be a little while before that happens because I need to figure out exactly what I want to do with the series and do a little bit of prep work. I'll be changing up the format a little to focus not only on everything wrong with the game, but everything right with it too. We're going to do away with that pointless timer and replace it with a second counter, which will likely either be the win counter or the virtue counter. And unless I can think of a better name for the series, then it's likely going to be Everything Wrong and Right with. It's a pretty shitty name, I'll come up with something, hopefully. I've already got a bunch of games in consideration for this new series too, ranging from Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, Lost Odyssey, and a few others, so I think it's going to be pretty exciting. Honestly though, I am glad to move on from Ratchet & Clank after all this time. It's been a hell of a ride, but it's also been 2 fucking years since I released the very first video in the series. 2 whole fucking years. So as much as I love Ratchet & Clank, and as much as I love being lumped in with the Ratchet & Clank community alongside others like Zem and VTN Vivi, hope I'm pronouncing those right, lol, probably not, I'm just really keen to not be staring at Ratchet's ass for extended periods of time now. I do have some other Ratchet & Clank content planned for the future, and if they ever do release another game, then of course I'll be sinning the ever-loving crap out of it, but for now, it's time for me to move on. In celebration of this being the last Everything Wrong with Ratchet & Clank video, it's only right that I recommend a few channels that have talked about Ratchet & Clank at some point. If you're interested in speedrunning, then Zem is a great channel. Ignoring the fact that he bullied me for clearing up your arsenal in 4 hours and 42 minutes, his speedruns are dazzling to watch and totally worth a look. If you're interested in reviews of Ratchet & Clank games alongside others, then Snooping Turtle is your guy. I've already recommended him before, but I don't give a fuck because he's a good lad with good videos. Fucking on my throat hurts. I've also recommended TGX game reviews before, but he has a great in-depth review of the movie where he discusses it while offering constructive criticism. Shout out to your boy. And finally, VTN Vivi covers so many topics on his channel it's hard to pin him down. Videos on Ratchet & Clank, Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, Spyro, Kingdom Hearts, and even more, covering lore, new info, and even a few theories here and there. If you like the look of any of these channels, then check out the links in the description, and I'll see you boys and girls in the next video.